couldn't be more excited or honored to introduce you this keynote speaker. He's a friend. He's been a senior executive at companies that you might have heard of, companies like Adobe, companies like Google, companies like Apple. At Google specifically, he managed a book of business of billions of dollars on a yearly basis with a B. Please help me welcome to the stage, Todd Rowe.
Thank you very much, Armando. It's a privilege to be here. I love the aspect of having a TED Talk style event for everything around SaaS. So thank you very much. I'm really excited to be able to meet with you here. And thank you all for joining this. I hope this day provides you with a lot of insights, these pearls of wisdoms that you can take and implement into your own business itself. Today, I'd like to talk to you a bit about go-to-market IP. Actually, let me just bring up some slides here and share this with you, and share with you what do I mean by go-to-market IP, how it's sometimes elusive, but more importantly, how do you go about building that there? So that's what I'll take you through in about 10 minutes time. Afterwards, we'll open it up for Q&A for any questions you might have for about 5 minutes time. So we'll go from there. A bit of background here. So currently, I am on the board of directors of a couple different companies here. I've worked in startup companies like Bevy Labs. I've worked at larger companies like Armando had said, Google, SAP, Adobe, Apple, some things that way. And if I were to say interesting fact about me, I'd say modern day nomad. I have lived all over the place. My family and I have lived East Coast, West Coast. I've personally lived in 12 cities, 3 countries all over. I travel an awful lot. I've had global roles for the last 15 years or so. And even though I've traveled quite a bit, a lot of new countries I still need to go and visit. So that's a bit about me, about my background here. Let me actually talk to you in terms of go-to-market IP. Here's what I think. I, first of all, would like you to think of really successful companies that you know who have just had this meteoric growth. Think of one company in particular. It could be anyone, any company, any industry. And then what you would think about usually would be they have been able to achieve escape velocity, really great growth that way. But I would bet that part of the reason why they have grown is not just great technology, not just great timing, but also because they had something called go-to-market IP. Let me give you a background story on this. Back in 2010, I was interviewing for a job at Google. It was to build out a global business unit here. And one of the interview questions I had was, we would like to grow this from $250 million to $1 billion in 2 years' time. Are you the guy to do this? Well, and when you're interviewing at Google, there's only one answer. It's like, well, yes, of course, I'm the person to do that. And I got up there in the interview on a whiteboard and outlined how I would do that. And I figured I did well enough in the interview because I got the job offer, joined them on the first day. They said, okay, great. Welcome to the company. The clock is now ticking. You've got 2 years. Good luck. And I thought to myself, what type of compounded annual growth rate is going from $250 million to $1 billion in 2 years' time? It was insane. And I realized I could not organically just throw enough bodies or people at it or enough product or even see how many different markets to go into really to do that. I had to look at things beyond just function specific, like just look at marketing or just look at sales or customer success. I had to look cross-functionally, truly from a go-to-market standpoint, to really try to scale this business cross-functionally. So today I'll talk a bit about what is go-to-market IP from aspects of systems, shared success metrics, and people, and how not only great, large, successful companies can create this go-to-market IP, but how any company can do that, how you can do that as well. So that's what we'll go through here as well. Here's what I think the problem statement is. Most companies that you look at will optimize each function in itself. So they'll optimize aspects of product development from an engineering perspective with agile methodology and optimize the engineering team itself. Separate, distinct from that, we will optimize the marketing team, everything from lead generation, pipeline flow, branding aspects that way. Separate and distinct from that would be from a sales perspective as well, optimizing each individually. And each of them has their own IP. The engineering team has product IP in their code base. From a marketing perspective or sales, their customer IP is in CRM. But very little IP exists out there that truly is cross-functional, the whole customer lifecycle, starting from product and product development, then to marketing, then to sales, and then customer support aspects as well. And by its nature, it is very fragmented and it's very scattered. Sometimes it's in systems, sometimes it's in people's heads. And with a great resignation, when people leave, part of that go-to-market IP leaves as well. So we need to optimize this for the entire customer lifecycle, not just one single component. I liken this to a growth train, where that train is literally, we have to optimize each of these different aspects, not just 5 or 15 different train cars itself. So from my experience in building out go-to-market IP, there are 3 components simply: systems, shared success metrics, and people. Let's talk about each of these 3 briefly here. So in practice, here are the things that we really need to look at. Systems. Now, you say, we already have a great engineering product IP. We've got the code base there. We're fine from that system. And you may have a great CRM system there from a lead generation, from a customer management perspective, and perhaps a different system for customer support or different aspects that way. Instead of having to rip and replace all of those, my recommendation, keep each one of those that you have, but build a bridge between those with dashboards that have function specific among the different function specific systems there. Build that bridge with dashboards so that you can manage and track the operational metrics beyond between those different systems here. And it's measuring what I call the 3 V's: volume, value, and velocity. Let's take pipeline, for example, to highlight what I mean by volume, value, and velocity. With the volume, we need to look at the total number of deals that are in the upper, mid, and lower part of our funnel. Do we have enough deals based upon an average sales price to help make our numbers? Then also, what is the value? Is that value, average of deal value, increasing, decreasing? And lastly, velocity. How quickly are we able to go through that pipeline? The same thing is true as far as volume, value, and velocity from a product perspective. And so we'll measure each of these 3 different variables here, going from product to marketing, to sales, to customer support aspects that way. So the first one is from a systems perspective. Rather than creating a completely new go-to-market IP, it's building dashboards to be those bridge points between those different function-specific systems itself.